All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all around the world to another Mario Kart World Cup cast. We have got another quarterfinal matchup cast here between US South and Canada, and I am absolutely ecstatic to cast this one alongside Torp.
What is up, folks? Welcome back. Quarterfinal matchup. Two North American teams who have been looking pretty strong throughout this World Cup, looking to move into the semifinals to take on US North. I'm feeling great, man. It's been a good week to be a sports fan and a video game fan. I talked about it
Oh
yesterday,
man,
but
so many
so much
sports,
excitement
NBA
happening
Finals,
right now.
Soccer
Yeah.
World Cup / Football World Cup, MK World Cup. It's good just to be a fan as a gamer and an athlete myself. It's good to be just a fan of competition.
Yeah. And it's hard to imagine not being a fan of competition. There's always some people who are like, I don't really get sports. It's like, how? You know what I'm saying?
It's
I
the
don't really get
thrill,
it
you
when
know.
like
It's
there's
the
a when
thrill.
there's an arena of 50,000 people all going crazy at the same time. I don't get it. Why would anyone like that?
It's the thrill. It's the dichotomy of the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory. And
Yeah,
for those sports fans watching, if you are a fan of soccer / football, we just saw an absolutely thrilling 2-2 draw between Japan and Netherlands
I was
just now in the
watching
World
them
Cup.
myself. Yeah. And hey, we right here may not have thousands and thousands of people, and we may not have millions of dollars in advertising, but we do have a storied history and a lot of pride on the line, and that's what we're playing for today. So
Indeed.
let's
Yeah, with the
get into it.
community this tight knit, bragging rights matter so much despite the size of the viewership. But we probably will get around maybe 300 at max today, which is like pretty decent for Mario Kart Wii standards, and for a good reason. This is a good matchup coming up. And before we get into the lineups, once again, I want to say just how excited I am. It's a trifecta of excitement for me. For one, new mic.
Let's go.
For two,
If people were asking for it.
great matchup again. And for three, to cast alongside you, and you and I have so much history together in Giro Jihad pre-COVID, and we casted a couple times. The last cast we did was Explorers of Time versus Hurasato. I think it was in Mario Kart Professional Series.
Really? I swear there was a more recent one than that.
There
I don't
might
know. I
have
feel like
been,
there's
but
been a good
that's the one I
handful.
remember.
We must have got some GSC one more recently. But
Probably
anyway,
one or two, yeah.
it's the Big 26 and we're still doing it. And some of our old teammates are also still doing it, which is
Indeed, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, let's switch over here to Canada to introduce this lineup. One of the dark horses, if not the dark horse, depending on who you are and who you're a fan of. But we got Zilla, Zesty, Goober, Nuke, and MeWe bagging. And I want to say this Canada side are pretty decent. They scrimmed a couple times. I think they were a little bit active, not as active as say France were going into this tournament, but this group of players, they're good together. They have the cohesion, they have the strength, especially Zilla, one of the best players in the game right now. You could argue top five, and I do think this is a well-rounded side. What do you think?
Yeah, they're impressing me so far too. I mean, these are guys that have proven themselves in Division One as of late, with Zilla and Goober winning D1, and also I think they reached finals in the previous season. So I mean, two guys who clearly have proven that they can do it on the big stage. Zesty has
Yeah,
been a kind of a standout player for them too. I know that I think he's been like one of the MVPs of this entire tournament leading up to this point. And I was kind of joking one match. I was in a chat somewhere and I was like Zesty over under 115, and then I think he scored 116, and then the next match was 114. So
oh
somehow
wow.
my range was dead on there. But he's been great, and Nuke is a really solid addition to the lineup too. He's been improving a lot the last few years. He doesn't quite have the D1 accolades as these other guys, with their championships and first seeds and whatnot. But he's solid, and I think same for MeWe. Not always been in the spotlight, but definitely good enough to round out the team well, and he'll be a good support for them.
Indeed, yeah, and I just want to say a couple of these players individual, like I mentioned, Zilla, one of the best in the game. Goober, also decently, up there in D1 experience and backing up Zilla in that championship with RZ last GSC season, along with the BlackRock finalists against JX. Zesty's come a
Hmm.
long way, man. I gotta give my flowers to Zesty. I like him a lot. A lot of history with him back in Magistas back in 2017. He's grown so much. He's come a long way, and Nuke as well, like you mentioned, just recently coming up the ranks in terms of high div. I mean, he's been lounging for a long time. He's been up in the upper echelon of lounge for a while, and just now like finding his footing in high div wars as well. And MKWC, maybe not lately playing like super high div. But he did play with Maximum last season and a couple of seasons with Maximum as well in previous D4 D5 outings. He's such a good bagger though. I like him a lot in this matchup. If you want to take a look at US South's lineup to see who MKWC will go up against, it'll be against Sam. I mean, arguably the best bagger in the game when he tries, but MKWC I think is good. He can contest against Sam, but Sam's so talented. And then you look at these other four: Macy, Gizbro, Ken, Quinn. Maybe Ken and Quinn just coming into the game recently after a decent hiatus from the game, especially Ken. But I do think that those two are pretty solidified to back up Macy and Gizbro. What do you think?
Yeah, this team has been shuffling around their lineups a lot this World Cup. I know that last World Cup a few years ago, they kind of settled in on a main four, which was Macy, what was it? Macy, Casper, Backcake, and I think Revise as the four with sandbagging, and that lineup did really well. Came super close to winning it, and unfortunately barely fell short. So they've got a lot to play for right now. I think that this will be a really close one. Ken, Gizbro, Quinn, are easily good enough to take the team that far if they step up and they click. I think it's interesting because they haven't spent that much time playing together on other teams. They all kind of come from different, slightly different nooks and crannies within the community, but
Yeah.
I mean they're all good enough to get it done. So we'll see how well they
Yeah, I mean,
get together.
if you look at someone like France, they played GSC 2 seasons ago, or
Right.
no, 2 seasons ago, and like this is a team. Historically, US South have also been a little bit more of a mishmash with of players. With Team North having a couple of like mutual players, like for example, Macy is AI/L, Gizbro is AI, but Ken is like IG, Quinn WZ. Sam, I guess in the last season, PSL. That was kind of a flop team, but Sam was one of the bright spots for that team. And at US South, like you mentioned, there are kind of like they are a bit of a mix of players. They are, I think, the weaker US team, but not by much compared to US North. I think individually they're good. It's just a matter of synergy, right? And synergy matters so much in this game.
Yeah, they do have a tough road ahead of them if they want to reach the finals again. We can take a look at the bracket real quick. US North and Canada. Winner of that plays, or sorry, US South and Canada. Winner of that plays US North, who played, I think it was just yesterday, if I'm getting my days right. Maybe it was 2 days ago. Either way, US North has looked really strong. This side of the bracket is definitely stacked. And we'll see which one of them goes on to the semis. I will say, I think
that
this
US North
probably...
one, a bit of a scare with going to match 3, but completely dominant match 3.
Right.
And
right.
France, razor close against Asia, but France have been there. They've been there through and through for those close matches, and they've always come out on top, it seems, in those razor tight matches. So I think this World Cup in general is harder to predict and a little bit more parity in this World Cup than we've seen in previous.
Yeah. Every single one of these teams is a big threat in this top 8. I think I've said it before, but trimming down the amount of teams and just kind of consolidating, some countries has really improved the overall level of every team in the tournament, which has been really exciting to watch. Even though there's slightly less matches, I mean, we've been covering pretty much every single one, and I think the interest has been really high because of that. Every match is good, every match is important, and they all get attention. So really good
I think
stuff.
this has been one of the you're right. This has been one of the cups in a from a viewership standpoint. We've seen some very entertaining matches. We've seen some tightly contested matches, and I do have to agree with your sentiment with consolidating these teams a little more, even though like conglomerate teams like Asia and Scandinavia. I do think quality-wise, we've been spoiled for quality here.
Yeah, and I think that despite all of those teams, combining and growing stronger with different, regions as a collective, Canada has remained on their own, and I think that this is probably the strongest Canada team we've ever seen at a World Cup. I was just looking at we had their previous placements at the bottom, and they've never placed in the top 4 before. But if there was a time for them to do it, it would definitely be right now. They only have one team, 2 matches standing in their way. So we'll see if they can get it done. We're almost ready to go.
Yeah, and if it's to happen now against a strong U.S. South team, but one that maybe has a couple of holes in their game. And now is the time to exploit it if you're Canada.
Yeah, US South was not so impenetrable throughout the group stage. I think they dropped 2 or 3 of the 5 matches. I don't remember exactly, but they weren't looking as strong as say US North, for instance. And then you could argue that they knew they were going to make
I
it
think they
out and
did
they were
go
just
four and
shuffling
one, did
around
they?
lineups. But I think they lost a couple. Someone can fact check me. I'm pretty sure they went like 3-2.
Okay, I can double check that for you real quick.
Yeah, we'll take a look. I'm still kind of a noob at seeing where all the results went. I don't know. I'm
It's
missing
on
it.
MKWii group results, and it looks to me like US South did drop too, like you mentioned. Yeah, they did go 3-2. They did lose to USA North and I believe Asia, respectively. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're still strong outing. It's just a matter of can they pull it together? Can they bring it together as a team? And obviously, this is not the same U.S. South team as we saw a couple. I think it was 2 World Cups ago. But I think it was. I don't remember if it was the final or the semifinal. But I remember Batcake was really hard done by. He was really disappointed in how U.S. South played in. I think it was the semifinal where they saw a couple of mistakes in cohesion. But that being said, this is a different U.S. South team than what we saw 2 World Cups ago, and we'll see how this matchup fares. What are your predictions? I mean, this is a really tightly contested one.
Man, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm giving the edge to Canada right now, I think. Um, Historically, they've been on the lower end of this matchup, but I think it's their time to burst into that top 4 and show what they're capable of. I'd take
I
Canada
would
in
have,
2.
and a lot of times Canada in 2. Wow. Okay, I was gonna say Canada in 3. I do think that they take match 1, but Canada in 2. We heard it from the Torpster himself, and we're gonna get started here in DDR. Very standard first track to see here. And ladies and gentlemen, Canada versus US South, we are underway.
Yeah, got a few different POVs that we'll be cycling through. We've got Zilla representing Canada, Macy for USA, and we have Nuke as well as the
Yeah,
bonus
Nuke is kind
bonus
of our
bonus.
other POV that we'll switch to every once in a while. But for context, we do have it. Zilla already starting off very strong, making that stand hop, and already looking like he can kind of hold it down here for Canada. Gisbro going for that snipe on Zilla, but Zilla had that protection. Already we're seeing that high-level gameplay with Gisbro and Zilla in that top 2, and Macy just kind of supporting Gisbro in behind. Not in snipe range of Zilla, but Gisbro might be, not up here, though. It's kind of hard to snipe. 2-3, though, for USA.
Yeah, we could see on our POV Zilla going for that wheelie strat
Oh,
at the
my
end and a nice back on Macy on the first turn. That's one of those innovations that probably a few years ago in the last World Cup, not a lot of people were doing. The
I
little
want to
time
see. I
save
want
at
to
the
see
end.
Zilla here, how he holds it down. He's one of the best players in the game lines wise. I'm very impressed with Zilla's lines. For a D1, even for D1 standards, his lines are crisp, and it's hard to catch him if you're not going to catch up. If you're not going to keep up lines wise, and he's going to break away. That being said, in the bagging battle, one of the baggers broke away really, really early on, and it looks like that's Sam.
Yeah, Zilla doing that weird trick and then wheelie thing that only he and like a couple other people do on that last ramp. He must know something that I don't because I've never done that in my life. But he's driving well as you would expect from him. Nuke holding on to this mega going around cut with
Macy
Macy
and
in the
Star with the
dodge.
sign. Yeah, that's a sign they don't have it yet, though. And this is very good
Yeah,
if you're in
wonder if
Canada.
Canada do. If they do, they'll probably dodge him at the end of this mega. If not, we're looking at a shocker race, I think.
Chocolates, yeah. Zesty in 5th here. The T-Pow attempt coming in from Canada, maybe slightly late. Does it catch Quinn? It does, it looks like. Yep.
Yeah, Quinn lost a lot of time, and I don't think he got a box there either, so Nuke might be able to hold third. Actually, no, Quinn did have a shroom. And a last second mega for Nuke. Will this change the outcome? Doesn't look like it. But there's a blue at
It
the
does.
end.
It does. The blue did, actually. But yeah, no, you're right. 1-3 for Canada with that blue. That not too much swinginess going on from that race. A lot of good driving from both sides. Not too many mistakes. You know, very Very cohesive and clean driving from both sides, but that blue at the end really giving Canada that edge that they needed.
Yeah, and driving ended up being really important there for Zilla. If he doesn't drive as fast, doesn't do some of those strats, or fails here and there, maybe they don't have time to get that blue to connect before the line, and it's actually a
You're
pretty
right.
big opening race for Canada.
You're right. No, actually, now that you mention it, that driving from Zilla absolutely made the difference in terms of the blue throw, and that wide back lap too really made the difference. I mean, you see that it's a bit of a common back spot, right? Wide back on that first set, people go wide naturally, and if they get caught in that, then they really can't do much. But still, a back spam that you should make in that moment, and he catches him off guard and runs away for free.
Yeah. Zilla already showing up and doing his job. That's what you'd expect. Is he a team captain for Canada? I'm not sure.
I think
I don't
I
know
think he
what
is.
their
I mean, I wouldn't be
leadership
surprised.
situation is, but yeah, I mean he would fit the part for sure.
Yeah, I'll double check to see who the rep is. But I wouldn't be surprised if it were Zilla. It
Hmm.
looks like hmm, bracket reps one. Never mind, I can't see it.
Oh, I just noticed they've got their themed me like jersey colors on. U.S.
Indeed.
South in white and Canada in red. They're
Yes,
all
indeed.
following
That
the
that
theme.
is that is a common thing that you see in a MK World Cup. You do see those colored themed the jerseys, so to speak. Yeah, but we are going to be seeing 134 Canada occupying those spots. Nuke is going to be hopping and cutting third on another POV, and he's going to get a box in 7. It will be triple reds. Won't break it up too much unless there's all USA around him, and it looks to me like there is mostly USA around him.
Yeah, tons of shells out from multiple players here. Probably still Zilla in first. Yeah, there he is, doing his job once again. Just driving. Quinn with triple greens in second is a pretty
Ooh.
safe spot to be.
I was
We'll see if
scared with
there's
that MKWii bump. I
any
thought he might have
counterplay.
bumped Nuke there.
Yeah. Last thing you want to see is a massive penalty. Well, that's the last thing I want to see. I don't know. Some people are a fan of it, and somehow Zilla has been removed from the front. I don't know if Quinn spam some greens up and hit him or something. That must have been what
It
happened
had to
because
have been
that's
the case, yeah.
the only way he could have
Ooh.
really lost it. But a big shroom for Nuke to overtake. Pack kind of spread out now. It's going to be a bit of a 1v1
And
for a
look
while.
at this. Well, I was gonna say one of the baggers already has it, and there it is. I'm trying to see who dodged.
It looks like it was MKWii because he's still big. So a Canada shock, even though they were already first. I wonder if they
Zetsy and
dodged
Goober both
people
dodged, I
together.
think.
Yeah. And it looks like Zesty had shells. He might have been able to combo some US people out of the cannon. So Canada going to move into top 3, if not top 2, 4. Big control of the pack right now. And MKWii had a huge bagging lead. I don't know what happened to the US bagger, but Sam is nowhere near that item set. So they could pull another one in 10th potentially.
Yeah, that is very odd. I mean, I'll look back on the replay to see what exactly happened after that, after this race ends. But this is looking extremely strong for Canada with a 19-point lead and a top 3 going into lap 3 in MT. This is looking very dangerous.
Yeah, doesn't look like anyone's concerned about second shot because nobody slowed down in cannon. So nobody has it yet. This POW could do some damage to this top 3. We'll see if Quinn's able to make up any spots here. We can kind of see from Macy's POV.
Good,
Looks like
good
they're all right.
adjustment from Goober. Goober was a
Blue
prime
comes
target
in.
power on that one. There's a blue. Oh,
And actually, both
good
of our
cancel.
POVs dodging. Macy and Omega and Nuke in the ground star. I wonder if that was Canada trying to cancel that
It
blue.
had to have been a
And Macy
Canada shot
predicted it.
canceling the blue and dodging the ground star.
Yeah, so Nuke's going to secure first, but I think it was pretty much a net even with Macy dodging up as well. So it looks like it'll probably be a slight winning race for Canada.
And Scylla all the way in the back. It looks like a bottom 3 for Canada.
Oh, wow, I'm
Really?
wrong.
Was there a second dodge from US coming in there? Because it had to, I thought it might have been a blue cancel, right? But
Yeah, that's what it looked like
wow.
to me. But Macy just predicted it from the mid pack, and despite canceling the blue, Zilla got taken out all the way down to 8th place. So disaster struck for Canada. Maybe not the right time to pull the trigger on the second shock because it was looking really good, and you'd imagine that if Zilla gets blued, they just still hold top 2, right? So you should only be shocking if you can confirm a better race than that. But misstep from them, and they're gonna allow USA to creep back into it after race 2.
I'm genuinely surprised at how quick those spots swung. I thought it was an even shock, like you mentioned, but yeah, USA got the response that they needed.
Yeah, maybe they got a little too excited. Sometimes when you get the ground star, it feels like, oh, we gotta capitalize on this, because not every day you get the ground star from the pile, and
I mean, that's
because
the
I think
right
if
call.
they
Macy predicted the shot. There was two of USA in. It was a star and a mega spam from Macy. So I think Canada was kind of hedging their bet, like, okay, we're gonna cancel blue and dodge, but then that mega was spammed from Macy's end. So it was a double dodge rather than a single dodge that Canada expected. And I really don't know what happened to the pack after that. But yeah, it was two dodge for USA, one for Canada.
yeah, they were ready for it. I think if Canada don't call it, they probably just keep top two though. So who knows? It's hard to know what the other team is up to. Sometimes you call a shock and then you cancel and your guy dodges and everything works out, and sometimes the other team just happens to double dodge your shock and you feel like an idiot. So it's hard not to think in the, what do they call it? Like consequence or results-based thinking, consequence, whatever. There's some word that I'm missing, but you know what I'm saying. It's too complex to know what
Yeah.
the right answer is all the time, and that's what's great
And
about it.
and RWS, a notorious track for first not starting off in a great spot unless you have good lines. Let's see how Nuke does here. He's gonna spotlight's gonna be on him, unfortunately, with that red though.
Yeah, just the low roll, pulling the fib, and opponent getting the red. And one thing to note is that since everyone here is in North America, there's not too much lag between players, so we're going to see a lot of quick interactions happening,
Oh yeah.
which I think some people probably prefer playing in that way. It feels a little bit more, everything feels a little bit more concrete.
Yeah. Everything feels stiff. That's a good back on the landing wide. It's a common back spot, but some players, even the highest level, do not account for that because they want to take, the tightest line possible, and that's a good back spam.
Yeah, Goober with a big lead, and the TC plus the combo from Zilla is going to put him really far up in front.
And
Zilla's setting
Zilla
up every box here to pull a shroom.
and
It's got to be a Canada POW.
ooh,
Trying
oh
to
my
mess him up,
goodness.
though. Looks like US survived that pretty well. Quinn's still able to take cut. It's a
MKWii
2-2-4
is
for US.
wide. MKWii is on the wide boost panel. I'm interested to see if that's because he has shot. And he goes around. This is a good sign that Canada might have it. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's looking like they might.
We'll see.
I
USA
think they
kind
should
of
do it.
clumped up on this ramp here. I wonder if they're going to space. No, there was an opportunity for maybe a double TS there. And interestingly, we just saw Nuke use a star on his POV. So maybe
Yeah,
that
two,
shows
three,
that
four here.
USA have it.
Ooh,
Could
I
mean
don't
that
know, but
USA has it and he was preventing the TS on Goober.
yeah, we'll see though. If you're USA, where would you use this if you're 2, 3, 4?
I mean, it's got to be a TS on first. It's going to be the most predictable shock, but if you can get top two off of it, it's worth. And it looks like that's probably what's going to happen as of right now.
Yeah. We did
We'll
see
see.
Nuke slip up into fourth though from shrooming, so only a 2-3 here. A fib attempt coming from Macy, kind of way off the mark there. Doesn't really land anywhere near Goober, but we'll see. Shock coming in here. I thought MKWii was in a better spot, but yeah, it's gonna be a TS attempt
And they
onto
do get it.
Goober.
Goober
That's a US
tried
shock.
stopping on the ramp. Zesty did dodge it. They were ready to predict. Like I said, you got to know that it's coming. So they got some spots off of it. It wasn't a massive swing for USA, but still enough to secure first, potentially 1-3. So really good
Yeah,
counterplay there from Canada. They were fully
good
prepared.
play. Yeah, and I think MKWii going on the wide boost panel ramp was just a sign that he was being overly cautious. I thought maybe he had shock and he was trying to secure it, but a much needed shock from USA's end, especially Sam's horrendous last race. He was able to pick up the pieces there and give USA a good race. 1-3-4.
Yeah. And also worth noting, good on Sam for timing the shock right. We saw Goober stop for a considerable amount of time on those boost panels just to try to get him to bite and pull the trigger early. Probably another instance where the smaller amount of lag in the room helps the bagger time that shock a little bit better.
Indeed.
I think the really the end game strat there is just to sit and try to go over the ramp like as close to second place as you can, so that it's almost impossible for the shocker to TS both of you, or to TS you and not the other guy, but maybe so that you can stay ahead. And Goober almost did that, but didn't quite work out.
With that race, US South are now up by 5. Considering that race one, how that race one went, and how lap 3 entering Cannon, really how it was with top 3 initially from Canada. They'll take this lead, and Moonview Highway is going to be picked here to. Interesting though for 1-3-4. This is a US South pick, I think. So Interesting how they're going to approach this. Not an RBC, not a TF and stuff. Well, TF is not great for 1-3-4 because second can break first, but they are going to opt to go for Moonview here.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like we're going to have a back and forth so far. Quinn gets the draft into first. Macy's going to redraft back up there. So it looks like they'll be top 2 for now. There's a TC in the pack. Goober going for the pass, swerving left and right. And it looks like Macy survives, but does lose a little bit of time.
There were multiple fibs coming out. Macy backing a fib, and then Nuke getting fib sniped or something. There's a fib just coming up in his line, and this is going to give USA a big break in top 2.
Yeah, I do like how Macy took advantage of that draft to go for an extra box, but then she missed a boost panel after. This is a spot where you would like to have your mushroom holder in first place at some point. But here comes Canada actually goldening up. Zilla right away.
Zilla coming up the rear here, but I think Zilla got hit by something. Yeah, it looked like he got carded. So yeah. Macy is going to keep that second, and she looks like she's doing a good job holding up with Ken behind her as well in that top 3. It now is US South. Zesty in snipe range of Ken, but has to deal with Ken. Gets the red off, I think. Nope, doesn't get the red off. This is a crazy, kind of a crazy exchange of top 4 spots here, even though nothing has changed. It is quite hectic now with Zesty breaking it up. With that green, especially. Yeah,
Nuke and Zesty just trying to hold their spots. Shock Red coming in onto Macy potentially. I see 2 star dodges, 1 on each team. So there's a prediction that just came out. And those players should be top 2 in a moment.
Gizbro really doing a good job of predicting that shock. I would imagine it's a can shock, but...
Yeah, I think Canada might be 1-4-5 at the moment off of that. Going for the back bomb last second. It does connect. Macy's going to fall down to 8th. And Nuke gets hit somehow on the line. Not sure how many people passed him, but a really hectic race all the way throughout.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't like a crazy amount of spot changes, but there were a couple of them throughout the race, but it was just a lot of jockeying back and forth, and the pack was, initially it was a top 2 decent enough of a break from USA, but it seemed like some people shrooming up and really contesting 2nd through 5th throughout that entire race.
Yeah, I think I was wrong to say that you'd want your shroom holder in first there. I think it was really good by Macy to chain that shroom, seeing that they were shrooming up and go for more items. But in the end, it was Goober who was the better of the 2 dodgers there and ended up winning it. So a decent winning race for Canada. I'm still not 100% sure whose shock it was, but again, we saw it. To team used it, the other team was ready for it, and they pretty much
had to have been. It had to have been Canada's. I would imagine those Canada's. Considering USA are top 2, there's no need to go for a shock there.
Right. Oh yeah, and we also saw Zesty throw those reds on the straightaway beforehand, so that's a good point.
Yeah. But 1-4-5 here.
Even.
Yeah. 1-4-5. You're expecting RBC potentially coming out. AKA Nintendo 64 Bowser's Castle. I do forget that sometimes some of our viewers are a little bit more fresh in the competitive scene, because we do get quite the amount of viewers, casual and competitive. But for 1-4-5 spots, 4th can draft first, but we don't actually see NC4 Bowser's Castle. We see KC coming out here on the side of USA rather, and BC3 on Canada for 1-4-5, which is interesting BC3 pick, but Koopa Cape will come out.
I was about to say, for any of the uninitiated Mario Kart watchers, maybe if it's your first time watching a competitive match, GBA Bowser's Castle 3 is abbreviated as Jababica 3, so you should call it that from now on.
Jababica 3. Yeah, okay, we'll see what item, pay attention to Goober, see what item he pulls. If he pulls a green, no, he actually pulls a Nana, so he's not able to hit that Goomba and get the free mushroom out of it. They call that a Shroomba, and it's going to be a top 2 here to start with USA. Once again, another top 2 early on, as we saw last time out.
Yeah, they got good items in top 2. It looked like Gizbro took Shroomba himself, and Quinn pulled a Shroom for that hairpin turn, so
already we see someone going a good amount of space. We see a bagger, though. Is that a bagger going for Waterfall? He's all the way in the back, I think.
Oh, I think someone made backwards strat. We'll see. I think Sam is really good at that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was him. My God. This is a very rare instance to see somebody actually make that strat. We'll see who it is in a second. My money's on Sam. It is Sam. Yeah.
Sam, that's Ballarose. I did mention, I said in the past, he is the most talented bagger. I'd say arguably, because some people might argue it, but I think he's the most talented bagger in the game. Not the best, but the most talented. When he wants to play, he's there to play. And he did make that backward strat. Unfortunately, with Zilla missing the shroom bow with the red.
Yeah. Bad look for Canada right now. USA have control of the front, and they are winning the bagging battle by a landslide with that rare backward strat. For those of you who don't know, there's a strat where you can jump off the track, use a mushroom, clip off of a cliff, and make it far enough to get a respawn across the track, where normally you can't go backwards because of this pipe. So Sam is going to be in a huge advantage right now. Unless MKWii has somehow pulled it in ninth.
Might have it, yeah. That's the pro.
Sam
that's
just
one
jumped
issue
off
with
again. I think MKWii has it.
Oh my god. Where would you?
We'll
I
see
mean,
if Canada use it here. Here's the mega. Yeah, they had it the whole time in ninth.
Yeah.
Such a shame if you're Sam making the really hard strat and not getting rewarded.
And Quinn
gonna
is
get comboed out
of there.
Canada getting away with murder here. Here's
Ken
another
is
red
gonna get
coming
hit
in.
out.
There's nothing he can do
way
about
he
it.
avoids this. There's no way he avoids this.
Oh,
yeah.
he almost broke it on the cliff there.
He pulled a shroom though. He had triple shrooms,
Here
and there's
comes
the blue on
Yeah,
the deck.
he had
He's gonna
extra
slow.
shroom.
Is he gonna slow? He does. Does he catch Ken? I think he catches Ken. Beautiful.
Everyone getting slowed down by that, and now it's a cluster up here. Whoever has shrooms is going to be in a great spot at the end. Nuke looking
Quinn's
for
in
snipes here
snipe
on
range.
Quinn.
Quinn's in snipe range.
Zilla not going for Mander, just taking the cut normally. I think he has it in the bag. And yes, he does. He'll take home the 15 points, and it looks like a mix of players behind him, maybe 2-3 USA, but probably another fairly even race after a roller coaster of events. I think that exact same situation happened to Sam in a different match. I forget what it was. It might have been like JX versus MC finals where Sam made the backward strat and the other team got it in ninth. I know that there was some race in Mario Kart Wii lore where the exact same thing happened to Sam, and it was like a race 12 of a war that they lost. So unfortunate deja vu for him, but still a pretty good race for USA. I mean, they salvaged it pretty hard. The blue was definitely helpful on lap 3, but yeah, still no one's breaking the deadlock yet.
Indeed. I can't type, by the way, Bumdo, aka Bubbles. I can't type because I'm on browser, Twitch, and for some reason it always cuts off my last word. But I wish I could have gone to that LAN. For context, MKWii and Bubbles, CB Bubbles, went to a LAN in Los Angeles yesterday. I'm like, I'm 40 minutes away. I wish I could have gotten that one. But I was working, unfortunately. But yeah, again, going back to this match, though, very chaotic ending. All things considered, Canada will absolutely take that. And BC3 gonna be the consensus pick. What's it actually gonna take?
That's what we're calling it now. Jababica 3. No, the story behind that is my friend in 5th grade that I used to play Mario Kart with started calling it Jababica 3, and so it's a little inside joke, I guess, between us, but nobody actually calls it that. Anyway, Zill's been looking good, I gotta say. He's been in the front probably more than anybody else that I've seen so far for Canada. I know that he started in first and just drove for the first couple of races, but
yeah,
you know, he is a player that he built his career off of being in the front and scoring points on custom tracks, and now he's doing the same thing on regs.
I'll switch over to Nuke real quick. Oh, he does get hit by a red from Macy after I think Macy outlined him for a moment, but he's gonna go for nonstop. He misses.
Yeah, tough miss there. I think he was holding left when he hit the ramp, didn't get enough air, but still okay for Canada. They're first with 2 USA players in behind, 2-3.
Yeah, I think his alignment was a little bit to the right. That's why he had to tilt left, but for mechanic purposes, you usually hold right once you're in midair. Toad's Factory streamless physics to really get yourself the air, and he just didn't have the alignment. And we're going to be seeing a 2-3 here for USA as a result of that nuke miss. But Goober holding it down pretty well. I'm interested to see if he's going to go for shroomless block or if he's just going to block normally. We'll pay attention to the mini-map to see what he does. He goes for shroomless. Goober on the other POV. He makes it, and he's gone one.
Yeah, massive for him. And only one of the 2 USA players taking cut behind. I think that I've noticed this before where I don't think Quinn is the type of person who will go for Ultra even when it's uncontested. I don't think there was an item on it, but that's one of
Yeah,
those cuts that in 2026 you gotta have the confidence to rip that.
Yeah, Quinn is a pretty like decent mechanical player, but he's not more of a risk taker compared to other high div players. But I mean, still good spots. It's 2 through 4 here for USA. 3 of Canada took cut lap 2, but way in behind. They were way behind initially, so we'll see what happens here. This is a very telling sign of what Nuke does with his Mega as to who has shock.
Yeah, Macy gonna unblock it. No shock yet.
Oh,
Canada would
USA
have used
probably
it
have
there
it
for
then.
sure. I think I saw the Canada bagger slightly in 10th after Sam got hit by a Rogue Red, but looks like no one has it yet.
No one has. Well, good snipe here from Zilla. Attempt, rather.
Really scared for Gizmo.
Quinn's
So
out.
many items, and he gets hit eventually.
Quinn is out.
Not enough room. It's a top 2 for Canada. It's the Lovers Posture duo. Zilla and Goober top 2. Very well played from those guys.
Very well played. I was like I love looking at minimap every once in a while if we don't get an idea of the front in terms of BC3 who takes what. And Goober, man, to have the to be in first and to go for Shroomless lap 2, it takes a lot of courage rather. And he made it and absolutely gave Canada that break that they needed, considering USA were good spots going into that ramp lap 2.
Yeah. And they played that ending really well. I think Zilla probably just told Goober to just back a bunch of stuff, or maybe Goober just figured he would make it as complicated as possible. And Gizbro, with that bouncing green chasing him around and the multitude of items dropped on the last corner, just didn't have enough room to work with. And so Canada was able to overtake another spot on the line.
Yeah. I gotta say, this is pretty...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say this is a good matchup. That's all I was going to say. I was going to say it's a good matchup, and I wanted to shout everyone out who's watching this. 262 viewers. We capped off at 290 going into race 4, I think. So thank you all for coming along and supporting the casting team and also just enjoying yourselves. We hope that you guys are enjoying the cast in general, and we hope that we're bringing good production here.
Yeah. There's been a good mix of like little individual plays and also like good like macro understanding, like these players all really know what they're doing. There's a lot of experience that has come in, all these like shock predictions and whatnot, so definitely a high level right now, which is always fun to watch. But we'll see if things shake up in the second half of the war. It's been really tight so far, but something's got to give.
Something has to give. I mean, something doesn't have to give. That Age of France matchup was close through and through. This might be one of those wars or those series where it's just close throughout. Switching to Zilla, though, he's going to be in a tough spot here, being sandwiched. Actually, no, he does have Goober ahead of him, but does get bumped by Goober, who's shrooming up. Does Goober only have that one shroom and was just trying to burn it? Not sure, but we'll see who pulls what here.
Nuke is just going around hitting anyone. A little strange. For a second, I thought he was going to go around double, but the goal was not to get to the front. He's just trying to do some damage. Macy just landed on a fib off of that ramp we saw, so I think a lot of USA...
How? There's such a big bagging lead. This is ridiculously large. I think there might have been a bill pull. One of the baggers might have gone for like past the boxes early, and maybe the other bagger pulled in a 9th. That's the only way I can justify that giant break. I still couldn't catch who it was, though, who was in time.
USA are in really good spots. First place just got hit, probably a blue. I think Zilla... I don't know, I didn't see what he used earlier, but he cheered as first place got hit, so maybe that was him.
MKWi's in 10th. He's gone 10.
Zesty and Zilla both taking double, gonna be in the front. USA were like top 2-4 going into this lap, so... Cut always a great way to catch up on this track.
I was going to say expect a double draft, but no, Zilla hits the off-road. He's out of draft range from Zesty, so now USA are going to be in a bit more of a range here to maybe solidify something. And one of them gets sniped.
His teammate. They sniped each other, I think. Zilla swerved all the way across just to try to save himself, and USA got caught in the crossfire, so they're kind of doing Zilla's job for him. And there's Gizbro getting hit as well. I think that was an accidental team kill in 3-4.
Oh my god. A lot of team kills. Good back from Zilla. That is beautifully done. Right there in the face. He was keeping it close with that schlag attempt. And Canada going to break away. Ken going to break away, though, in taking cut. Is Ken stuck in cut? Ken is stuck in cut. What is he doing?
Yeah, nobody catching up from USA. There was an early POW, might have prevented them from taking cut, and the Canada top 2 is going to hold. We'll
Oh
see if they
my
can get anything
god.
else. Nuke is on the way up as well. It's a top 3.
What happened to Ken? I saw him taking cut, and all of a sudden I look at minimap, like that kind of caster's like spidey senses. He's stuck in the middle of cut. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody I think dropped pad before the set. It might have been the fourth Canada player.
Probably that. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
Nuke
that.
had to burn his star early, but it was definitely worth it. I mean, no one even had a chance at catching that top 2 at that point. Um, really well played from Canada, but definitely some flubs from USA. They were stepping on each other's toes there entering lap 3, and in the
Yeah,
end, there was nobody left to try to go for a top spot.
a couple
Canada's starting to
snipes on
build a
each
lead
other
now.
and a good pow. That was a surely Canada pow, no?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was definitely a
Yeah,
Canada POW.
had to have
Because
been.
it looked like Nuke had a star in like 7th, and he was forced to use it. But that is the kind of POW you would definitely call. Um,
Oh my
yeah, we're
goodness.
seeing Canada really step up. I think USA have yet to really hit their stride. They're doing a lot of things right, but momentum firmly on Canada's side at the moment after that one. That was a well-earned top 3. No shock. I mean, they shroomed up lap 2, but that's to be expected. Other than that, it was all honest work.
Indeed. Oh man, this is a good match to watch so far. And for those of you, again, I for some reason I can't type in on browser Twitch that well. I hope my mic is good. I did get a lav mic and plugged it into my phone, so I hope the mic is good. Torp, you have the ultimate say on that.
You sound all right to me. I don't know if everyone else is having the same experience.
Good, good.
Either way, the show must go on.
Gardens here, and they are in decent spots to control our Canada here, and we opt to see Zilla drop for a fourth place box rather. Dutch Schlag with a green, and we see Gisbro taking cut, Ken taking cut. So it's a 2-3 here or actually no, a 2-3-4 for USA.
Yeah, big triple shroom pull for Zilla. This could either win him the race or be useless depending on what happens between now and the next cut.
Oh no, this is absolutely going to be monumental. I think only. Oh, and we do see a Macy actually getting sniped out and opting not to use one of her shrooms right away to recover.
Zilla smartly burning a shroom there to get the wheelie bump on Gisbro. That's such a great opportunity to recognize the ability to... Because I think, you assume that Gisbro is also holding a shroom of his own, and if you can slow him down a
Yeah,
lot, that shroom becomes a lot less valuable. But it's
this
still
bagging battle's
Ken in first for
so tight.
now.
The bagging battle's pretty tight. MKWii has a bit of a lead here. I think the bagging battle's been pretty even. We see Sam losing Bill. That's a good indicator of maybe a shock hold here. We'll see later on what MKWii does. I think MKWii spins out on the chomp, so he might have pulled Bill.
Really close 1v1 here. That was a USA POW, I'm pretty sure, trying to get Ken right after the turn, forcing Zilla to burn
Zilla,
his
where is
last
he going to go for
shroom.
the snipe here? Goes from the tight line, but does not get enough distance on that Nana. He is playing
Spacing
it
out a
safe here. Good.
lot, I think. I wonder if that shows maybe they have blue? I don't know. It feels like he gave way more space to Ken than he should have.
Oh,
He's gonna
no,
get
I mean,
shot
it's
in the
just being
cut.
safe. Yeah, that was just him being safe to avoid a backspam, but the shot comes in. Let's see who
I think it's
dodges.
a US shock. Nuke dropped a star to that in 8th place, so maybe US shocking into boxes, and it looks like it's working out. Macy got a good item.
2-3 though
Somebody's in
for
Bill.
Canada though. 2-3-4
Yeah,
for or 2-3.
I don't know. It's gonna be close.
I
Macy
don't know
with
what
Nuke and a
happened to
Mega on her tail.
one of Canada. Just kind of floundered a little bit. Nuke is
Zilla gonna go
out.
for a last second snipe, and he gets it. He has to weave through. He's gonna overtake first off of this. Maybe, no, maybe not.
Oh my god. No.
Oh, he jumped through
Oh
the fence.
no,
No, he's fine. He's got
no.
tons of
Okay,
space.
that's
He's got
fair.
tons of
No, it's
space.
actually fair because decent break from third. He has to take a risk there to try to overtake first. But we were looking at two different POVs. You know what? Good comms on the snipe attempt. For a moment, I was looking back on the other POV, and it looked like one of Canada floundered on the chomp section, maybe hit the dog. So 2-3 from Canada, 1-4 for USA. Good snipe at the end, though, from Zilla
Yeah,
to
I thought that
almost
was
get
going to be
first.
enough from Zilla, but Ken looked like he recovered it well. Expert Mario Kart Wii knowledge tells you that you accelerate faster when you're drifting compared to just driving. So the goal for Ken is to get into a drift as soon as possible and mini turbo back up to speed. And he was
Yeah.
just barely able to hold first after getting hit. And it's a pretty good race for USA. They're going to reduce this deficit by a good amount.
And I was very confused at how Nuke got hit out because you were looking at the top two. I was looking at the other pub, and Nuke got hit in third. I couldn't tell if it was a back. It had to have been a backspin from Ken that trailed past Zilla and just went all the way to hit Nuke. And that backspin from Ken, assuming it was Ken, I don't know why Zilla would back his own teammate. That backspin from Ken really solidified it, and it was a good race, going from a 2-3 for Canada to a 2-5-6. So Ken, we haven't seen much of him. We haven't talked about him that much, but he got a good backspin there and really solidified the race for USA. And USA getting a foothold here after a couple of shaky last couple of races. And DK Summit, a very strong USA North or South pick. They were both good at it, and we're going to be seeing DKS. No, Sherbet. We saw DKS being skipped over a couple times on another POV.
And they're looking for their reset here. 12 points separating these teams. I believe, 4 races to go. It's going to come down to the wire for match 1. Obviously,
Pay attention here. Not the best starting spot for first, but Ken really holding his own. Gizbro is off, I think.
Yeah, I think he and Ken got in each other's way. Maybe there was a draft or something, and Nuke with a flying start.
One of the back is falling off. What is happening? One of the back is falling off so early. That is crazy work. MKWii is gone this early on. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that green hit 2 people. Canada looking good now. Being in the front on this track only matters if you're able to spread out the packs efficiently, and that's what they're doing. Zilla's just going to keep chucking items back. That one might have even hit a teammate, but honestly, not even that bad. Because your teammates are
and also I think Sam just pulled Bill 9 early on. That typical fall off spot for Bill 9 there, but usually you don't see a beggar. I mean, that's a good spot to fall off with Bill 9. It's better that than later in the track, because you want to give MKWii a chance to pull Bill in 10th as well. So that's why MKWii did get that early break. We do see Sam going forward though. Not sure if he has it or if he's trying to chain, but nonetheless, Sam is going forward in 9th.
Yeah, that's going to be what they need to break up this Canada top 2, which has held pretty much since that long straight on lap 1. US target POW up in the front, we can see going to slow them down a little bit, but still a lot of distance there that they're going to have to make up. But Macy has the item for it. We should expect to see the star changing the race. I think you said Sam,
and
right? Am I listening right?
Yeah, no, I don't know if Sam has it, but he went forward, so it's likely that he does. But considering a star dodge, I think he catches up to first, considering that the off-road stack gets canceled out if you're in a star. He probably will get up to first, but no star yet. Probably going to see a second set chain, if anything.
I'm not sure.
No, he's going past her. She's going past set. Macy's going past set.
Yeah, indicator that a lot shows me that she's probably watching the opponents, waiting for them to use something. So maybe Canada
target POW, yeah.
And they're holding.
And Macy's very smart. Macy's smart. She knows what she's doing. So I do expect something to be had here with the star. Maybe it's shockless. Oof.
Multiple dodgers though. I think Quinn predicted it, but Canada did double dodge, and their top 2 is gonna maybe
top 2 1-3.
Gonna be close. Zilla holds on. 1-3-4 for Canada. They did well to hold that a long way. That makes a lot of sense that they had it. Not sure what Sam was going forwards for at that point. Maybe he just figured he couldn't catch 10th anymore. He wanted to go grab boxes, try to make a play happen. But
I mean, Sam wasn't that far. I mean, he was decently far from 10th. Not far enough to where a Bill fall off with MKWii. One Bill fall off and Sam would have overtaken. But I think Sam, kind of knows. He knows the bagging very well. I think he probably knew that MKWii maybe already had it at that point. So 1-3-4 for Canada to solidify it. Back and forth. I mean, it's a close war, but it's not like we saw with Asia and France where it's little races here and there. They're both coming out swinging.
Yeah, I don't know how Nuke ended up all the way back in 8th. I'm pretty sure he was in first for quite a while that race. He must have gotten taken out pretty badly on lap 3. Because it looked like that was going to be a huge race for Canada with their top 2 and also the 2 players dodging in the back. But not quite as big as it maybe could have been. Uwe still solid. Now they're 23 points ahead, so it's kind of becoming crunch time for US South. They need a big race here.
They do need a big race. Crunch time coming in here, going into race 10. I think there's 3 left.
Yeah,
It
that
says
sounds
race
right.
9, but what was that?
Yeah, I think you're right. 3 left.
Yeah, I think there's 3 left, considering the scoreboard. Yeah.
South, interestingly, picking DKS again, despite not starting in first. I wonder if that was like they didn't know what to pick, or they maybe feel really confident in it. But it was only a couple of them doing it, so I'm not sure. Either way, Goldmine going to be obviously a standard pick for first and eighth.
Let's see if there's any drafters. It is a common track to draft, but we don't see any drafters yet. Zilla dragging his green here. We do see Quinn with that draft. Let's see how he handles this. He's not going to
Yeah.
outline, though. He concedes very much.
Yeah, tough spot to overtake there because that turn is so sharp and it has the ramp, which Quinn wasn't able to take. And then maybe got a little too aggressive after the fact. Zilla played that really well.
When you draft, you usually
right
draft
back.
and then trick on the ramp. It's hard to overtake, like you mentioned.
Yeah. Canada in top spots once again. That 8th place start was pretty good.
Oh, good communication from Zilla, backing tight there and telling Nuke to go wide, but they are top 3. I don't know what happened to Goober, otherwise they would have been top 4. But if you're Zilla, you schlag here. Absolutely, you schlag here with 2 reds.
2 reds, too, is great. If they shroom in front of you, you can red 1 or 2 people, maybe. There goes Gizbro through the bats.
Macy is off. No, not quite. No, Zilla did run red one of USA and bumped Macy a little bit out of proportion.
Yeah, Gizbro gets hit by that Zesty and Nuke top 2, so really hard for USA. Good shroom by Macy to temporarily get in front, but that's exactly what I was saying. If you use the red in the right spot, then the shrooms become, pretty much nullified. And USA fighting from behind here. Canada still in top 3, looking really strong.
Ooh, one of the baggers, it looks like one of the baggers was trying to jockey for position. One of the baggers has shock. He's been trying to avoid the other bagger. Yep, one of the baggers has it. Really hard to tell who that was, though. That went forward. Whoever's in the finish line right now, yeah, it looks like MKWii has shock. Looks like MKWii has shock. This is really bad for USA's perspective.
Yeah, Canada top 3. They're going to do the exact same thing they did last race, where they're going to wait. No, they can't wait. Because Zilla got bombed. There's a USA star from Quinn. Maybe they'll call a last-second one when the top 2 crosses.
It's
I don't
Canada,
know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Doesn't look like any dodges, though.
And multiple players getting hit on the line, mostly USA. I think Canada salvaged a lot of spots at the end, despite the heroic bomb to hit Zilla.
Yeah, that was such a such a surgical race from Canada. They played all their cards right. They drafted each other. They called a back spam early from Zilla back tight and had Nuke go wide. I don't think that connected, but nonetheless, they played their cards right. They did what they had to do. Zilla schlagged for half a lap, redded one of USA, bumped Macy out of proportion, and Macy wasn't able to get anything out of that because I think she also got redded ultimately, and that was just a perfectly played race from Canada, all things considered.
Yeah, they played it to a T, and up 50 points with 2 races to go. It's possible. It's happened before, and but I just don't know if I see it happening right now. That's definitely a deflating moment for US South, a race like that. And like you said, yeah, it was just really well played from Canada. Sometimes you lose because it's like, oh, the other team gets, they get the shock and then multiple guys dodge and it's like, what can you do? But there it was like everyone on Canada played their part individually and as a team they understood their role. And when you all work together like that on a track that favors the front, then they can hold as a team.
Yeah, and then we got here 330 to 280. And again, I think the race count is wrong. I think there's 2 left.
Yeah, entering race 11 now. GV2, I wonder if they're going to all run. Would kind of make sense. I mean, you're going to have to get kind of a miracle either way. And there's no bonus point or anything, obviously, so they're going for the win. We'll see how many US players opt to drive forward on this one. Maybe somebody going back for Bill and then going up? Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Oh! Nuke is off.
Nuke falling off at first.
That's
Not
a
what you want to
rare
see. We were
spot to
just
fall off.
complimenting them. We were glazing their top three from the previous race, and then he chucked it into the void. Still top two for Canada, though.
Gisbro is the player to watch here. He has to make a play on the top two. He's in snipe range of Zesty, but in certain parts of the track, there aren't too many spots you can snipe here.
Yeah, not much to do. And Goober with the perfect item, Macy with the worst item right now. Or sorry, that's Zesty with the greens. And
Ooh,
there's
Pal
just
could be
no way
big.
that they can do anything about this right now.
Well, Macy doesn't go for the pass on MKWii. I thought for sure she would pass to MKWii, but opted to just blaze by him.
Canada getting their
Top three
top
for Canada.
three. One more turn, and this war is over. And that's it. 1-0 Canada. Just like that.
1-0 Canada, just like that.
Wow, really
Not much you can
impressive.
do on ZB.
Yeah, you're right. USA really just kind of threw something at the wall there that race, seeing if they could get lucky. I mean, that's kind of what you hope for on GV2. There's, only so much you can control, and Canada come away with a pretty big win in the end. It looked close throughout. Once we got to about race 8, race 9, Canada took over.
Yeah, good work. I mean, close match decently all around, but I think Canada they proved to be the more high octane side, or just more consistent, really. Not just high octane, but just more consistent. I think. Just cohesion wise, we did mention um, that USA are not like they're good individually, but in terms of the cohesion, you mentioned they threw around a couple players, last couple World Cups, and this is a little bit more of a thrown together team compared to other teams in the World Cup. And yeah.
Yeah, nothing really bad to say about Canada. Seems like they're doing just about everything right. Zilla putting up big points like we were hoping to see from him, and everyone else really putting up a solid performance too, I would say. USA going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure something out. Or just play better. I don't know. I wonder if there's even a chance that we'll see a lineup change from USA. I don't know if that's the kind of thing that they would look for at this point, but it seemed like Canada just kind of had the edge once it came down to it.
And we do see Nuke and MKWii just playing around there, good like it's 2010 worldwide. Not many people are that old, but if y'all remember those worldwides back in the day, just wheelie dancing on the line, just people passing TCs and TC glitches and stars and megas and people hacking items and stuff. We don't see hacking items here, but we see a little bit of goofing off as Canada are having a bit of a victory lap here with a very good performance.
Yeah. I love the race 12 after you win the match is so much better than the race 12. You know what I'm saying? When you just get to mess around and do whatever you want, and then, I mean, if it's a best of 3, you got to lock back in for the next one. But when you win and you just kind of get to mess around with the boys and have a fun room, it's always a well-earned treat at the end. But we'll have match 2 coming up pretty soon. It's going to take a few minutes for them to reset, get back into the next room in the correct spots. So if you're waiting to grab a snack or take a bathroom break, now is a great opportunity while we get set to go.
Called muted, I think, on the. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again for this best of three series between Canada and US South. We saw Canada take home match one after a decently contested, first 7 or 8 races before Canada really pulled away. And that's kind of in keeping with what Torp and I thought. We thought that Canada had a slight edge here over US South, despite US's dominance in previous World Cups. But US South being the weaker of the two sides. Canada took home match one, and we're going to be seeing the second out of third match, maybe second out of second, depending on how this goes. Once again, we are underway here with RSL. And we do see on the other paw of Zilla getting redded out by Ken immediately. Obviously, Canada hosting match 1, so USA hosting match 2. Ken holding his first very well. Nuke getting sniped out. Really strong start for USA.
Yeah, they're going with the same lineup that they went in with in match 1. We were asking some questions about whether or not a sub would be in order given the amount of depth that they have, but they're sticking to it. And right now,
I was
they're
thinking maybe
starting out
Casper,
pretty well.
maybe not Casperinos, but Shawan, Casper MX, Casper, from California. But we're not seeing that sub. We're not seeing that. And same lineup here.
Yeah, here's Quinn joining the front. Top 2-4 for US. We saw Macy make a nice fib snip on lap 1 to control the front fairly well, and Omega is a fantastic item to have here. It could be used either to dodge, get up there, or to schlag. Very versatile on the ice too, but Nuke, maybe with an even better item, has to break the red and does somehow. Maybe on the Penguin.
Good, yeah. Good weave from Nuke.
Yeah, I wonder what spot that Golden was pulled in, because it looked like he was pretty close to the front. It was probably 5th or 6th. Either way.
In the bagging battle, MKWC was winning out from the jump, but it doesn't look like it's tight now. I think he might be trying to avoid a troll attempt. Is that a star troll on the side of Sam? I think we just saw Sam trolling the shot out of MKWC. It was Bill. Yeah, it was Bill.
Yeah, so good news is Canada, I think, just lost it. Bad news is Sam is stuck in 9th.
Oh.
More bad news for Canada, or I guess bad news for Canada with Zilla falling off while holding a star. They put him in a bad spot. Let's watch just Macy.
Ooh, that's scary from Sam's perspective. Very close to Bill trolling Nuke, but almost catching MKWC a second time with that Bill.
Yeah, target power from Canada just to keep first. If they have shock, we'll see them do the same thing that they've been doing where they secure first and maybe a late dodger. I don't know if anyone actually dodged.
No dodge.
US might just keep their spots, maybe. At least 2 threes. Zilla shrooming up. And it's not enough. Zilla falling off with the star there was a huge misplay. He would have almost for sure gotten second from that spot.
Yeah, Zilla didn't actually use his shroom. I mean, that he got 4th, but a little scary there. I didn't see him use that last shroom. I was like, wait, why don't you use that last shroom? Get 4th. But that shock didn't dodge anybody, but very much still an impactful one nonetheless, as they got, I think, 3 of Canada into boxes there.
Yeah, that was what they had to go to. USA were 2-3-4. They just shocked everyone else before the set. Tried to roll as high as they could. And it worked out. That's about all you can do from there. But yeah, missed opportunity from Zilla to start off with a solid winning race. And he was really, really good in match 1. I didn't see almost any mistakes from him, especially driving-wise, like the entire time. So
yeah, missed opportunity to start fall off.
But not a massive deal. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, we switched him. I couldn't quite see what caused him to fall off necessarily. I'm not sure if he was charging an MT and then maybe as he drifted left got bumped left. All we saw was him falling off, really. But we saw him falling off like really, really far to the left, where he probably wasn't going to clear it anyway. Probably got bumped. So, yeah, it was probably a bump. But yeah,
I think he probably nonetheless.
What was that?
You give the benefit of the doubt. I think he just fell off.
He did, yeah. I mean, it looked like he was pretty far to the left.
Yeah. This is the part where we, as the people with the microphones, get to make up whatever we want because we don't know what happens and nobody does. So let's say that Zilla fell off on his own.
Let's say Zilla fell off.
And here we go. We also get to make up stuff like Jababica 3, which is awesome. Anyway, time to dial back in Stadium once again. Last time around, we saw Canada controlling the front until a late target shock from US came out. We'll see what happens this time. It's Nuke starting in first. It looks like he's going to actually keep it this time. I think we saw
this exact scenario.
Yeah.
We saw this exact same scenario last race where Nuke was starting first. He got redded out immediately, but Nuke is doing a good job. Let's see if he can hold off Macy. And Zesty also coming up.
Yeah, Zesty could have more shrooms in this spot. It wouldn't be out of the question.
Ooh.
It looks like he made a nice turn skip to get some space. And Nuke as well, overtaking Macy. Macy was kind of getting bumped there, really hard to set it up. Good backspin.
It looked like Macy just failed the trick. That first trick that you do on the turn skip before the second one, looked like she missed it and put herself in a bad spot.
Yeah, it could be a good start for Canada. We'll see if Zesty does have another shroom. I think he might. Yeah, he does. He's gonna be really far ahead. Super early shock.
Oh,
Definitely USA. Macy dodge and an amazing chain as well, but honestly might not even be enough to catch Zesty. He was so far ahead. So having
yeah.
two
No,
teams
it
is
will.
really good.
She will get up to first eventually if she takes cut. But that ground green
Ooh.
on the turn skip was very tricky. I think Zesty also got put off by that.
Yeah. Macy just has to play a little safe here, stay close enough that you can take cut and overtake, but obviously you don't want to be getting hit at this point.
Yeah,
And
just
on our other
space out.
POV,
Just space out a little bit from Zesty to where you don't get back spam. You will definitely get into first.
yeah, Nuke holding the blue, so they're gonna rip this on Macy, but she'll probably dodge it with the remaining shroom. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this shakes out. Looks like Zesty
Good
lost time on
line.
that trick actually. Here comes
And
the
that's a very
blue.
clean line from Macy too.
There it is. Should be an easy dodge.
Is she gonna go for the ramp? Oh,
Oh,
yeah, she wasn't
it
able
might
to.
have been a little too early. Didn't really need it anyway. Still a good lead here. Unless we see a late target shock. We see on our POV two different Canada
Another
players holding
blue!
dodges and another blue.
Oh my god!
The blue hits Macy well before the ramp. No shot coming out.
Minty
Zesty
spun
gets
out!
first.
Oh, Macy doesn't get mega, but she got target powed, and she's getting 7th out of that. That's unlucky.
Yeah, all the way down to 7th. I think everyone on Canada seemed to pull some pretty good items there at the end. They had a Bill, a Mega, and a Blue Shell. So kind of got saved there. It looked like USA was playing that well. I think that lap 2 shock was definitely a good call. They got people on that ramp into boxes, taking cut. They were pushing for the front for a while, but a little unfortunate there for them.
Yeah, I like that lap 2 call as well, but it doesn't look like it panned out. It didn't pan out.
Yeah, not even a little bit. Unfortunate for USA, but hey, that's why we play 12 races. That's why we play best of threes. Should all balance out in the end. As long as you don't let it affect you too much, you know? That is kind of the thing about this game is that, I mean, everyone at this point has played probably thousands of wars, or at least hundreds. You'd think that you'd become, you know, immune to getting tilted by the random factors that come along with the game, but it still comes for all of us. Everyone gets a little mad every once in a while. It's just a matter of how much you let it affect you.
Indeed. Yeah, stuff happens. Now, what are we going to see here? Gardens, decent reset track. Maple Treeway, pretty standard for 134. Opting not to go for RBC for 134 to maybe get 4th draft onto first, but this is still a good track. You know, usually in Maple Treeway we see 5th in alternate spots 135. We see 5th hop and cut, but we might see 3rd hop and cut and have 4th back up first. Yeah,
Zilla playing for a draft. Gonna actually get one. Oh, but the bump into the wall is unfortunate. That's a tough spot to maneuver around with all the slopes. And a strong start for Nuke. You're getting the triple shrooms and a really unfortunate leaf pile.
Ooh, he's in snipe range though, Nuke. Pay attention here. He might try to go for a sniper onto Ken.
Yeah, with so much happening behind him too. Action on both sides. Hits Macy out right away. Bank shot off the wall.
Oh my god.
So Ken's surviving at first, but it looks like he's somewhat alone for now. Here's Quinn going for snipes, barely missing. Nuke did well to swerve.
Ooh, blue.
It's early blue. He's gonna watch out
Nuke is
here.
gonna be all alone
the
here.
triple nanas dropped, but the fib I think hit Ken after the blue because he was stuck on the
That's
boost.
a good. No, that's such a good trade for USA though.
Yeah, they're back into top 3. Zilla can't even get through the cut because of the reds. So USA gonna be looking really good right now. Still top 3, a little bit of a gap there as well. Shock is now gonna be the biggest thing Canada need to get back into this.
How broken is that top 3 though relative to the rest of the pack? It looks like they're decently broken if we want to switch to Maisie. They are top 4, it looks like. Oh my goodness, this is not looking good. I mean, that top 4, top 5 in general wasn't that far. Yeah, they're breaking in general. Yeah, I was gonna say Canada might be within range if they have one of the top 4 spots, but they don't. This is looking extremely dangerous from a Canada perspective. And we might see a quad dodge with Macy taking cut. Maybe Ken? No, just Macy. But we might see a quad dodge here if there's a shock pulled.
No, Macy's slowing down. USA don't have it.
It's going to be Canada,
Having
if anything.
blue here is really good. Let's see if Macy dodges with them. No, nobody has it at all. So no blues for Canada to catch up. It's still top spots for USA, but Ken also slow down with them, and they actually smartly hold it until the set after. So USA slowed down just to not dodge. Canada
Yeah.
Canada had it
before. Canada had it before Cannon, but they were smart not to use it there.
We'll see how far up they were able to get. All of our POVs are in the back half of the pack. We'll see who is up there, though, for Canada.
Zesty and Goober. Blue coming in.
Blue,
oh my god, and just like that, Canada are going to get a good race, it seems.
Quinn got blued on the boost pin on the left. Canada is going to steal a winning race here. They had no business winning this race, but they actually read
Was
the
it a winning race?
really
I think
well.
they just got 2-3. I think they just got 2-3 in bottom two.
Quinn got overtaken. He got blued on the left side at the end.
But did they get first, though?
I don't know. It looked pretty close. There were two Canada players up there, Zesty and I think Goober as well were way up in the front. We'll see what spots they got, but
oh my god,
that was a really smart play from Canada to hold shock till the set afterwards. Even if they only had one or two dodgers, I think they figured that the 2-for-0 trade was better than 4-for-2.
They lost that by 1.
Yeah, Canada played that really well. I mean, the shock bailed them out for sure, but again, when you get the right items, you have to use them as well as you can. And with two USA players slowing down into the cannon, they figured, why dodge half the other team when we can dodge none of the other team and have it still work out?
Yeah. Goodness, though. I mean, I would only say that not dodging cannon is worth it if you have 2 dodges. We saw 2 dodges. 1 dodge is a little tricky, but 2 dodges is absolutely worth it not to go for that cannon dodge. Instead of 2 dodging and 1 dodging from USA, it's 2-0.
I wonder if that's the kind of thing that in their call they plan out beforehand. I don't know. It's hard to know exactly how they came to that decision, but either way, it was a really good call. Because sometimes you'd imagine, like, it's kind of like, yeah, we're calling cannon, and someone's like, wait, no. And sometimes it's like, well, if they drop 1 person to cannon, maybe we call it. If they drop 2, we don't. I don't know what kind of, scheming they had going on, but they made a great choice in the end. I really like that play from Canada.
I agree. KC coming out here now. Last KC race was pretty interesting. We saw a little mishmash of spot changes, and I don't think one team got a really dominant race last KC. But we'll see what happens here with Nuke, or no, not Nuke. It was someone else slowing. It was Zilla, I think. But Quinn getting a red off onto Goober. I don't know if he's off.
Great pull for Zilla as well in the other POV. He'll be goldening up to contest first. So, could be a bit of a 1v1 here.
Oh,
sure. Zilla losing time there.
Yeah, both up 2.
Nothing for him to do right now. We can see that Nuke actually pulled the Schumann first there, hitting the ramp box, or pulled the Schumann second, which he now has at first.
And do you hold this
star drop and it disappeared?
Nuke
stole it.
I think Nuke picking up the star, if anybody, is the better choice because he has a Schumann first. You don't want to take a cut with a Schumann first. You want to still get a breakaway with the Schumann first to prevent getting hit by second. But I mean, oh, good snipe. Who was that? Gisbro with a snipe on Zilla. That was ridiculously good.
Yeah, big play coming out
USA
in the mid-pack.
into 3-4. 2-3-4, yeah.
2-3-4.
A blue!
Bad pull for Macy. I heard a blue somewhere. So USA, actually, he should be able to dodge this. It's not quite that hard spot. Yeah, sometimes if you're in the entry of the pipe, the blue, dive bombs on you really fast.
Screamer blue.
React.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was far enough ahead that you didn't have to worry about it. And if he takes Shumba with his green, then he'll have a pretty good amount of space. He should be holding it for that.
And I gotta say, the reason why I got so excited with that snipe, it is not easy to. Oh, another one!
Oh, he's off the track.
Luke
just got nanned off the track, but it's a Canada shock, so he's gonna kind of respawn dodge anyway. But Zilla landed on a ground shell.
Oh my god!
What's happening right now?
Nuke bailed out with that shock. Yeah, he got sniped off.
Yeah, and somehow Canada are gonna grab a hold of this race. There's one USA player, I think, shooting up on the side. Yeah, it's Macy.
Macy.
Trying to make something happen.
Switch to
But
Macy
skip the
if
item set.
possible. Yeah, Macy is in a pressure-filled situation. Blue comes in on a Goober. Goober dodges. No, he doesn't.
He got hit.
Why?
He just got hit later. Macy might get redded out. The star is going to disappear. Nuke took it. She's trying to hop trick, do anything she can, but she can't avoid the red. Canada gaining a lot of spots at the end. Ken may have taken cut into second, but it's still a big race for Canada.
Yeah.
Despite some fantastic snipes from US South.
I was about to give Gizbro the flower giving of a lifetime because it's not easy to snipe on that ramp. I mean, you'd either have to angle yourself while drifting or just kind of wheelie. You just kind of wheelie into it and snipe there. But still not the easiest snipe spot, considering that someone can just drift away. But still, that didn't ultimately matter, considering that Canada had the shock regardless, and just a really good race altogether from Canada. Another important clutch shock from MKWC in a 50-50 track, might I add, but still, I mean, MKWC has kind of held his own for the most part in the bagging battle against Sam, who's a top tier bagger, and yeah, I mean, US have to respond somehow.
MKWC was a big impact that race. 2 different drop stars and the shock. Really helping out the team. And I gotta say, Nuke winning that race is crazy. He was just the only person that somehow didn't get blued, and even though he got sniped off in first on the ramp, the respawn dodge and everyone else dying was just enough. So Canada back into a big lead, just like we saw last match, except a lot more time now for US South to bring this back and keep their World Cup alive.
Holy. Yeah. Holy cannoli. We capped off at like 320 earlier. Thank you guys so much for coming along. For all of you coming along everywhere in the world, wherever you are. Enjoy this best of 3 series. We might not see 3 though, with how well Canada are playing right now. I mean, we did talk about them being the favorites in our eyes, but we did not expect them to really show out this highly. That being said, in Gardens, we're seeing a top 2 early on from USA. One of the baggers committing pretty early, a little earlier than usual. That is going to be Sam, trusting his lines and maybe trusting his overall bagging sense. We'll see how that comes into play later on. It looks like Sam is going to be getting a box 10 anyway, with MKWC losing Bill.
Yeah, and surprisingly, nobody overtook first. Nuke has just been driving it up since then. I would have expected somebody to get up there, but sometimes it works out.
Excuse me, hold on. I think it's the other way around. Was that Sam that actually lost Bill? Sam committed first, but then got overtaken and then lost Bill. So MKWC is going to be having a huge break in 10th. Not a huge break, actually. It's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like there was a battle for 8th place boxes as a couple people really far behind with stars, just using them to catch up.
And it's kind of...
Looks like he got blued out, so...
No, got bumped out. Him and Ken bumped each other, really bumped each other. Yeah.
Zesty overtaking now. Very far ahead. Again, whenever those 8th place players sit at the set, it really spreads out the pack and makes it so that the spots aren't going to change as much, which favors
one of the baggers in 10th, but doesn't have it yet. Also one of the... Ooh, that's good back spam. Actually, a very interesting back spam spot. Usually don't see it in that, in 6th through 8th, but a good back spam nonetheless. We're going to be seeing a star. I don't think there's a shock. No, there's not a shock from either player, either bagger, as 10th place falls off. 1-3 here for USA.
Big mega for Macy.
Or 2-3.
I think it's
a 2-3 for USA. Yeah, 2-3. 2-3-4.
If Canada have shock, they have to wait a little bit, but nothing coming. It looks like they were holding blue for a while. That's why we didn't see a whole lot of action. There's a shock. Zilla's gonna dodge, try to get Quinn. That's the only person they could beat. Yeah,
I like this.
Send Quinn as far back there as possible. That's funny, and that's good awareness of the situation. You got to get as many of your teammates to beat Quinn as possible. Although actually, I kind of think Zilla could have beat Macy if he just went forward. I'm not 100% sure. He only
It
lost
was
to
it
her
was
by
tight.
1.3 seconds, and that was a lot of time where he slowed down. I think maybe
It was
Macy got
tight.
hit, and he just didn't know it at the time.
I think yeah, you're right. I think he could have beat Macy actually. I don't know. I mean, it was a good intentions, I guess, but usually not really an awareness play that you see someone Zilla making in terms of making a mistake of that nature. But yeah,
Yeah, I wonder if there was like a really far shock red that hit Macy, and they didn't realize that Zilla might be close
Eh,
enough to pass.
I
I don't
think
know.
yeah. I mean, because Quinn would have grown before 100% would have grown before Quinn. So it could be a
Hmm.
trade off either way.
Or maybe Quinn said something nasty about Zilla's mom. And he had to go after him. I was just thinking,
I don't think
Zinedine
Quinn. I don't
Zidane
think
with the
Quinn is that kind
headbutt.
of person.
No.
I don't
I'm
think the
making
dead
stuff up.
headbutt. I don't think Quinn is that kind of person though.
Bro, Zinedine Zidane is just bald Zilla. Zinedine Zidane. That was a personal attack.
Oh man. Quinterazzi, bro. We got Materazzi, Quinterazzi. You got the fucking Zinedine Zidane. I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, time for a hydration break after every GP.
It's hot
That's
in the
hilarious.
U.S. I mean, you can't blame them for doing hydration breaks.
Good shout from the DT.
All right, here we go. Enough footy talk. Let's go back to Mario Kart Wii. And Canada here with a 27-point lead, as expected with the quality that they possess. But USA do have the power to come back. It's just about the synergy. We talked about Canada having more synergy. But a good back bump from Macy as they're going to secure 2-3-4 with a bit of a break, giving USA a break so that if Canada does take rock, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. What if USA fall, or no, actually Canada falling off, Zesty falling off, it's going to be top 3 early on before any rock attempts.
Yeah, kind of a fake top 3 because its rock is
Fake
so
top
big
3.
that they won't hold it for long. But actually, it's going to be tough. Zilla's going to be kind of all
It's
alone
not
up
a
here.
fake top
Could
3.
get
I
redded
think
out or sniped.
one of USA took rock, yeah.
Yeah. Tough spot. Item list now. We'll see.
Ooh.
Still
Box
item
miss.
list needs to either survive or make something happen, and that is a really bad look. That top 2 is going to be gone now.
Would you have gone for Quinn in that instance if you were Zilla?
I don't know. I think he maybe could have made it to TC respawn. I think is the secret best answer, but he might not have been able to make it in time.
I think you go for Quinn there with USA in top 2, especially one of them taking rock. You don't want to concede that early.
I don't know. Either way, it's a bad spot to be. Just about the worst thing you could pull there.
USA breaking here in top 2. The bagging battle, MKWC is respawning in 10th. Sam's also falling off. Neither bagger has shock.
Yeah, USA are pretty far behind in the back, which means maybe they're... Well, Ken just got hit, but they could be holding a dodge. Yep, there it is, a dodge. I was going to say either a dodge or a blue. Kind of an early start chain for Macy. Was probably expecting to pull shrooms, but
Goober
didn't.
taking cut. I think
Two
Goober's
Canada
going to
players
get
taking
first.
it.
Oh, there's the shock. Goober's getting first.
Yeah,
Top 2.
Goober and Zilla and Nuke dodged in a star as well and took respawn. Here's Zesty in third. Massive race for
Big
Canada.
shock.
Just another gargantuan shock. Completely securing the race. They're going to be way
I
ahead
gotta
now.
say, man, big ups to MKWC, right? Because we talked about how he's maybe like he's slightly less in favor compared to Sam, right? Because Sam is just Sam. But MKWC, even though MKWC's played a lot in mid divs, he's a high div bagger, and he's really showing it at the biggest stage.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of important. Maybe the shot count has been even, but Canada's had some very important shocks.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, when I'm thinking about which shocks I remember, it's been the big Canada ones where they just dominate the race as a result. So something is going right. MKWC's pulling them. They're calling good ones. They're getting themselves into good spots. Canada is looking fearsome right now.
They are looking. I did mention they are one of the dark horses. I think they might be the dark horse of this entire tournament. I wouldn't consider France a dark horse because they're too. In order to be a considered dark horse, you have to be kind of an under. France were like underdogs in terms of winning the whole thing, but I would say like France is probably higher seeded than Canada. So I'd say Canada probably the dark horses of the tournament. I think Canada can definitely give any team problems if they're on their day. And so far in this best of three series, imminent a 2-0, they do look like they can beat anybody in their day. And BCWE just to really rain on USA's parade even further.
Yeah, they definitely won't be slept on after this match. And I know that they haven't won yet, but if they do win, they'll play US North. And I know that the US North players are seeing this performance right now.
Yeah,
Just
they're
making a
looking on
statement.
they have to be looking on with vested interest right now. Zilla here with a Shroom in third. And we saw Macy DCing, by the way, so it's going to be a 4v3 for this race just to really dampen their spirits even more. Zilla getting it out.
Yeah, really unfortunate. That is the kind of thing that you absolutely hate to see. But US are going to have to press on with just 3 runners and a bagger now.
So far, Ken is a lone wolf here. And Ken has so much experience. He has so much high div experience. So if you were to want anybody up here, Ken is not a bad option. But he is in very much a pressure-filled situation. Nuke opting to back all 3, though. I was thinking that maybe he could tell Zesty to go wide. But there is a bomb there. And it's going to be top 3 for Canada.
And wow, the
And
deck is just so stacked against him. He's going to lose blue. And Nuke pulling the TC in third. I wonder it's just going to be a schlag, yeah. Quinn having to burn his star. Not the worst for USA. They're going to stay a little bit closer.
You mentioned, though, that Quinn is one of the safer high div players in terms of risk-taking. Should he go for Ultra here?
I don't know. I mean, you're at the point USA where, if they just let themselves lose this race, it's going to be almost impossible to come back. I don't know. I think
yeah, he opted to go left path anyway.
It's double blocked, yeah. And another blue for Zilla. I mean, if your extra player in the 4v3 is just the guy holding the blue while the other team runs, that is absolutely okay. It looks like Canada are still just top 2, and it's going to stay like that for a while. Hard to say what's going on with the bagging, but they're both going forward.
One of them is going forward.
Or at least one is, yeah. Canada top 2, bottom 2 from the looks of things. There's somebody spinning out up there. That might have been the bagger getting swamped, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, dropping a star, possibly. Not sure. Yeah, it looked like he was trying to drop star or lose Bill, either or. Ken and Gizbro going right path. I think Ken might unblock for Gizbro. Pay attention to the... Oh, it's actually unblocked. Neither player unblocked the cut. And they're really just conceding it, like you mentioned. They're conceding this.
Yeah, they're trying to hold on to their mid spots. I don't know if they'll be able to. Here's the Canada shock. If they didn't dodge, then they definitely would call it there. Multiple reds.
Oh my god.
Can connect if he does, it'll be a good swing for them, and there's one. Both Canada players gonna beat Gizbro.
Okay, it wasn't the biggest swing ever, but still.
Top 2, 5, 6, I believe. I mean, it's not a huge race, but that really stings for US South. The disconnect in the middle of the race, and by rule, it still counts with your player getting an automatic 8th place.
Goodness. That's
demoralizing.
Going downhill fast.
I mean, as if Canada needed another, lifeline.
Yeah, we could take this time to look at the. We could take this time to look at the table too to see who's really sticking out.
I think Zesty is the MVP right now. He's coming alive. He was a little bit quieter points-wise match 1, but I mean, we knew he had it in him from the start.
Yeah, I mean he was a little quieter because Zilla was screaming, pushing, fighting, doing everything he can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comparatively, he was quiet, but Zesty had his moments match 1, but in this match he has been frontal presence through and through, and it's just been Canada complete rout from start to finish of this match 2.
Yeah. Man, Zesty, definitely a guy who's come a long way. We were talking about before, but I remember back in 2017, 2018, he was a Daisy player, he was a troller back for us in Division 5, and even beyond that.
Yeah, back in the Giro Jihad days, even Magista's days, man. I mean, I revived Magista not long ago. We just played a war against AV earlier today, which they pulled like 10-1 shocks. We were using a backup bagger like from Team Two. Well, actually, um, he's playing for another team, but we were using somebody that we didn't expect. But yeah, he did play for AV against Magistas, and he did pretty freaking decent. I mean, he's such a good player through and through. And I think he got like 100 something that war. So it was a good warm up war for Zesty's perspective, and he's been really showing out in this particular war. And overall, it's really hard to MKWii. Anything can happen, right? But considering how dominant Canada's been, I really don't see a way back for USA South.
Yeah, not that many races left to go either. Huge deficit. Nothing really working out for them. I mean, sometimes you just have those days, right?
Yeah. Oh man, shall we take a short break as we let these messages come through for you all, and we'll be back shortly. All right, we're back from a very short break there, a little hydration break. We were just saying a couple of soccer/football memes. That was the true hydration break, and boy, do US South need that. I mean, they did have it was them who DC'd, so maybe not a hydration break that they wanted, but a hydration break, all things considered. And DDR is going to become. I'm surprised we haven't seen DDR yet, but it looks like it is going to be. Yeah, DDR.
DDR for Canada, just what they need to try to cement the victory in this match too. US South on the verge of what I would say is a kind of an untimely exit for them. I think that their expectation was to make it further than this in the bracket, but they ran into just an absolutely solid all-around Canada team who is continuing to put in work, and they've just got to close the deal on this match. That's exactly what they're looking to do now.
Zilla. And we actually do see Macy megging on the other pub. Yeah, stop megging two of Canada, or one of Canada actually. Nuke managed to escape.
Zilla looking good. I mean, this is just you hitting your reps. He's done this exact front run countless times, I'm sure, on this track.
No way. No way does we have it again, but there's a start troll attempt, and he's off. Sam just started him off. Start shock out of him because MeWe looked like he stopped and was trying to avoid the troll attempt, but Sam's going to be breaking away now.
Big from Sam. We haven't seen Sam have as much of an impact as we would have seen in other matches, especially previous World Cups. He's been a little quiet, but it looks like he just pulled Bill and had to fall off. MeWe will have the advantage again. Canada still in first with Zilla. Nuke holding a dodge. Some USA in the back right now. They are 5, 6, 8 all around Nuke.
Ooh, such a good pull from Nuke.
And I think that's a TC on Quinn as well. Really bad spot to be as long as Nuke doesn't accidentally take it. And it's going to be great for Canada. Top 2 right now. with no shock apparent for USA, unless they just got it
And there it
in
is.
ninth
No, very much
potentially.
apparent.
They just
They
got
pulled
it,
out
I
a ninth.
think. And it
Just
came at
got
a
it in ninth.
perfect time. Macy's going to get all the way up into first. Kind of gets really bumped on the way by. Should still pass Zilla, but it's going to be
Ooh,
close.
barely though. That could make the difference. Zilla is going to be in snipe range on the way down from these boost panels. Let's see how he approaches this snipe attempt coming up, maybe.
They both get an in. There it is. Doesn't hit.
Oh,
Macy's going to hang on. A little more
wow,
scary than it had to be, though.
that bump could have made the difference, but Macy sneaks it.
Yeah, and I think that it wasn't that big of a turnaround for US South. I think they only got first. Canada at least 2-3 off of it, I'm pretty sure. So not the big winning race that US South was looking for, but it's better than, you know, being mathematically out of it, I guess.
Yeah, better than nothing. I mean, they need anything they can get. They need bigger races, obviously, but they just needed to stop the bleeding just for that race. 2, 3, 4 for Canada, though. That's an
2, 3, 4,
auto
6,
win.
and 9. So yeah, still a winning race for Canada. Not even all that close. I think that's maybe what, +7 or 9 or so.
Yeah, give or take.
US South slipping really far behind now. It's only one GP to go, I think, or maybe it's either 4 or 5 left. I don't know. The DC kind of mixed me up. One GP left is the official update.
We haven't seen any pens. Both baggers playing very clean, and I think both baggers are. I mean, MKWii did I think have a couple of trolls in the past, but I think MKWii really has sharpened his game over the years in terms of preventing trolls. Both baggers very, very talented and very preventive with the trolls. Haven't seen any trolls yet, but you never know. You never know in BC3. Actually, now that speak of the devil, this is a bit of a risky one when it comes to that straightaway at the end. Last time out, we saw Goober taking Shroomless lap 2 in first and really solidifying a Canada a race, which ended up being a top 2. Zilla missing the box though. That could be key.
Macy taking somebody out, possibly on accident. Zilla spraying these greens, trying to hit someone, and it ends up being himself. Not the worst. I mean, I understand why you go for it. Macy lining up Ultra, and it's going to hit it.
Good work.
That's what you need. You need to have that, just that solid, consistent Ultra taker to do it. When you have the chance, you can't be leaving an opportunity like that on the table.
Oh my god. I'm shocked.
Look at this top 2 right now.
MKWii went around the cut. I think maybe, I'm not sure what happened to MKWii. He went around and he fell off in the boost. No, he's still on, but Sam's going to have a big break here in 10th.
Somehow this top 2 is just absolutely gone. Everybody except Macy and
my
Zesty
god, such a break.
got killed on that lap 1 cut section.
Yeah, Macy and Zesty, 1v1 scenario here. I wonder if Macy's going to go for Shroomless like Goober did for Canada in the last race. She's just going to double block. I think that's smart.
Double block. They both go around, so some people may have a chance to kind of catch up
Macy
here.
and Zesty, the battle of old Magistas players, really coming up the ranks here. The 1v1 here. Shock comes in.
Yeah, not. You would probably know better than I about what was going on with the baggers before that shock, but it didn't seem to have a huge impact. Kind of just prevented everybody from taking a cut. Let's see if anyone else really moved up there. It doesn't look like it. Really bad TC for Zilla, stranded in no man's land.
If anything, it was hoped to prevent some team from taking cut.
Yeah. Goober's up there in third. It's 2-3 for Canada, 1-4 for USA. And pretty much 2 separate 2v2s happening right now, thanks to that TC on Zilla.
1-4, okay. I mean, if you block it here for your Macy, you might get an unblock from second.
I think it's like double or triple block now. Maybe an Ultra will come in. I don't know. Doesn't look like anyone's aligning for it. They're just going to hold their spots, which if you're Canada makes a lot of sense. You secure 2-3.
Yeah,
that's basically an even race. He's going for it. Oh my god, he's crazy. He's crazy.
That's disgusting, and that's the top 3 now.
2-3-4, but yeah, I don't know the last time I've seen somebody attempt
2-4
in a match this important. That is unreal.
That is crazy good. I mean, we've seen players go for that before. You don't see it very often though. But if you're gonna have anybody go for it, it's Zilla and really securing that 2-3-4 for Canada.
I mean, geez, man, there's like 6 ways to make the cut there, and he chose pretty much the hardest one,
That is disgusting.
and then
I
just
mean, didn't
nailed
even
it.
need to go for
He
that.
didn't
Didn't
really
need to go for that because they were going to be 2-3-4. But you might as well. I think cut was double block, so yeah, you might as well, right? You're either going for ultra or you're going for that. So you might as well go for that.
I mean, that was just a flex, and thank God for our stream producer Astro for switching over at the perfect time so you guys could witness that. Probably a Mario Kart Wii World Cup first for somebody to make that shortcut, no stop as well with the shroom.
Goodness, that was crazy.
And that's a feel-good moment for Canada and all the Canadian fans cheering on from home. They've extended their lead just a little bit more.
Oh my goodness. And something's got to give from a USA perspective. Something absolutely has to give. My goodness.
All Canada have to do at this point is just tap it in, and they will have punched their ticket into the top 4, which would be the best finish from a Canadian team in the history of the Mario Kart Wii World Cup.
I think this already is. I mean, from a results perspective, yeah, they need to punch their way into semis to have the best performance all around. But I think this might be, regardless of what happens, this is the best Canada team we've seen. I mean, we saw Thunder, ex-Thunder in the past, but I think Zilla very much is that player that Canada needed. He's been one of the more late bloomers of the high div players. We see a lot of high div players with plenty of experience, but Zilla's been more of a late bloomer over the last couple of years. But boy, has he come up the ranks.
Yeah, he grinded his way up for a while. I remember he came through, Division 3, 4. A lot of people said that he did too much.
Though.
He was Leops Jr., but he wasn't
as
good
we
enough
say
to do
that
it.
Casper's Curse, Macy gets a tight back there onto Zilla, and it allows Zesty to sneak up into second, just behind Macy.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much, US South just need 3 massive races back to back. That's the only way it can happen. They need every single thing to go right at the moment.
That snipe was just a bit off from Zesty, as it was just to the right of the rail. Does not connect onto Macy. Good attempt nonetheless from the Lightspeed man, Zesty.
Yeah, look at the pack spreading out again. Canada going for 8th place boxes, it looks like. That should be their MO at this point. If they control 8th place, they reduce some variance, keep the pack spread out. It's going to be harder for USA to get big races.
And just like that, Canada once again with another shock. It's just
starring
been the
Macy off
show.
The bridge.
Oh my
Zilla's
god!
running away with this one. And yeah,
take
MKWC
a bow
yet again.
MKWC, take a bow. It's been the MKWC show. Goodness.
Top 2-5 for Canada with a Schumann first for Zilla. It's going to be more or less impossible for him to lose the race from this point on. And
oh
even
my
more
god,
good fortune
Nick has
for
a
Canada.
golden 5? Are you kidding me?
TC4 golden 5. It's almost too good to be true for Canada right now. They're going to run away with this one.
We're about to see shock though. Nobody dodges. Nobody dodges.
Seemingly nothing. I can't think of a reason why either team would have used that one.
Surely you wait till you pull dodges if you're USA there.
That could have even been like an accident. I don't even know. Something is wrong. And 3 fibs on that turn. Somebody's getting hit.
Oh my god.
Zilla actually does get blued. I think, was there a POW earlier? I don't remember.
I don't know, but there's a 77-point lead here for Canada. They just Nuke gets hit out, but we might see Canada still get a decent race, and this might rub salt in the wounds.
Decent is enough at this point. Looks like they've got at least a couple high spots.
Gizbro
gets killed on the rail. Zilla gets megged at the end, though.
I think USA got...
USA got a lot of bottom spots. They got...
Yeah,
at least 2 players finished behind Zilla.
It was all mixed, but Gizbro getting hit behind Zilla, And I think that might be wraps. Like I said, 77-point lead for Canada. And I think an 83-point lead or more will mean that USA will have to all run at least once. Actually, no. They have to all run. No, they're out of all run range if it's 83 or more. Sorry.
Yeah, 83 or more, it's officially completely over unless there's a
It's
penalty.
over with no trolls.
Yeah, in Canada with just another good race.
I don't want to call it too early because you never know. There might be a troll here. There might be a troll in future races. But unofficially, Canada are on to the semifinals.
Yeah, I'm okay with calling it early at this point. I think that we've seen enough. And God, this semifinal match between Canada and US North is going to be a bloodbath. Two of the teams right now that maybe have impressed me the most and seem to be kind of distancing themselves from the rest of the pack, going to be meeting each other in the semifinals. We will not see the United States Derby coming in this time around.
No
That
U.S.
one's going to be
Derby.
definitely a match to look out for. Yeah.
Yeah, no Civil War, no U.S. Derby, unfortunately, this time around. The last time they faced each other was, well, I mean, this World Cup. I mean, the last time they faced each other in a knockout stage was, I think it was last World Cup, I'm not sure. But semis last World Cup, yeah, U.S. North got the edge, I think, right? South. Oh, yeah, South did. South did. Gotcha. I was thinking of 2 World Cups ago where they U.S. North won. U.S. South won the last one to advance to the final, but we're not seeing a U.S. Derby this time around. And barring any troll penalties, Canada are your semifinalists going up against U.S. North. But you never know. We're going to see what happens here.
Yeah, we have what is effectively a double victory lap for Canada. They just have to not do anything stupid and fumble the bag. It looks like it's going to be an all run from both teams, so no risk of a troll penalty there. That's something that they don't have to worry about. They can just play the game and have a good time and enjoy it.
Indeed, yeah, we do see MKWii also going forward, not risking that troll, staying on the same lap. Oh, that Shy Guy. Ooh, that was close. One of the more unavoidable items in the game, or obstacles in the game. But Nuke is going to be just behind Gizbro in second. How well is Nuke going to handle this? Nuke actually in a back spam 9 there. Opts not to trick early, but not going to get hit with anything there. Gizbro is... Oh, wow. Kind of lagging a little bit.
I think he shrimmed through the snow there. That was weird. Yeah, it's kind of every man for himself right here on the double.
Ooh.
Making a mistake. And I think he's going to get shoved off for it. Ouch.
You're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah, they're just messing around at this point. I do think we kind of saw signs that this was how it was going to go for US South. I mean, their group stage was shaky. They didn't have a solid lineup that they liked. There were just other teams that seemed more threatening, and eventually they were going to meet their fate.
I think you just put it best there. Zesty is in third. He did grow and didn't get passed by too many players, surprisingly, but there go the Shroomers. And let's see, 2-3 for USA, 2-3-4 taking the double. Goober taking it as well. Goober has had a couple races where he's had that frontal presence. He's been a little up and down, Goober, but when he's been up, he's been really up. He's a good runner, as we also saw in the last war of BC3, and he is going to secure first for Canada, just to really, truly solidify it, as if there were any doubts before. There are no doubts now. Canada, I can officially put the kibosh on it, are your semifinalists.
Yeah, and not just Goober, a good runner. It's a full team of good runners, and I think MKWC stepped up huge today. Again, there's always some layer of mystery when it comes to the baggers. We don't know for sure, the extent to which it was him making out plays versus a little bit of good fortune. But either way, Canada don't care about that. What they care about is getting the dub, and that's what they did. So big props.
Boy dub skis. Oh my god. Roast. I love it, Roast. Kazuya Miwima wins. Kazuya Miwima wins. I think Roast, for those of you that don't know, Roast is a very talented bagger. played for Japan in previous World Cups and several D1 and D2 teams in the past. But I think his lounge name was Kazuya Mishima or something like that. Was or still is, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier that the only thing this World Cup is missing is a strong Japan team. I miss seeing Japan out
Yeah,
there stirring the pot, making stuff happen.
yeah. I mean, we didn't see Japan participating this time around. Japan have historically been perpetual, perpetual semifinalists, and at one point even finalists in I don't know which World Cup it was. It was quite a few years ago though. 21. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah. A Goober here occupying and holding down first pretty well. Has a decent break alongside Zilla with that supporting. Having Zilla as a supporting cast in second is great. He's a good runner, but he also knows when to schlag. He has good back spam sense, and it's really hard to get around a nuke in third as well. This is just going to be an absolute victory lap for Canada.
Yeah, I think that all the U.S. members are choosing to play this out, unlike the end of match one where they forfeited. I think there's still 10 in room. Nukes
Yeah.
hitting snipes. I mean, this is just icing on the cake.
But Sam being the utility knife that he is, he's a good runner too. He is great. I mean, he's one of the most talented players in the game. Let's see how he holds up in third, and he gets backed by Zesty, and just like that, another caster's curse, and it's going to be a top three rather for Canada, and go
He
for
wanted
it.
to go
I
in.
know, maybe go for it. Go for the glitch. Oh,
Yeah, it is
nothing
true
to
that
lose.
these guys are so experienced, right? This game is a constant arms race of putting together, everything that you practiced over the years of, learning new driving strats, just learning like concepts and learning to work with your teammates and see who
Yeah.
shows up the best at the end of the day. And
Yeah, I think you
Canada's
put it
doing
best. It is an
everything right
arms
at the
race. Not
moment.
only is it a game of obviously luck and skill, but the arms race, picking up every little micro detail. You see 2026 driving in high div, right? You compare that to 2020, like back when COVID first started. It's almost night and day. Like D1, except for like your JXs and your back in the day your ethereals and stuff. I'm talking to like low div 1 all the way to D3. That would be like D3 to D5 in today's day and age, driving wise.
Yeah, I remember seeing MKPS 2020. It was Jeff against Sean Barry in a 1v1 on Stadium, and it was like blowing people's minds that like they were keeping up with each other, both driving really fast. And now that's like the standard. Like you should be, you know, zooming around the track as fast as possible, because if you're not, then
Yeah,
someone else will, you know?
exactly. I mean, you're seeing it like there's a big drop off between D2 and D3 now, but even D3, I think D3 nowadays is almost like pretty much D2 a couple of years ago. And
Yeah.
we're seeing very good quality.
And you could argue that rising to the top could be harder than ever just because there's so much you have to learn and so much execution that you have to get
I gotta
right.
say,
Yet some people still figure it out.
yeah. And I don't think there's a better example of everything we just laid out with people and teams getting better than what we saw with Scandinavia, right? One of the best, if not the best, arguably the best duo, or best rather teams in general. MW historically, you could argue is one of the best teams, if not the best team in history. But Fox and Barney struggling in this World Cup, and Barney especially, he's been very in and out of the community, hasn't really been like keeping up super consistently over the last couple of years. I think kind of fell out of the meta. And same with Scandinavia in general / Nordic. I think they kind of fell off a little bit.
Could be the case. Well, anyway, let's talk to someone who's not struggling at all right now. Canada team captain Zilla is here for an interview. How you doing, Zilla? What does it mean to be advancing into the semifinals after a performance like that?
Oh, it means so much. I'm very happy with our performance. But no, for real, it was a good match. We were kind of taking it easy at the end, but yeah, no, we're super pumped to make it to the next round where we have to face US North, which that'll be a lot harder. That'll be a lot more difficult for us, but I think we're pretty happy so far.
There you go. I mean, Zilla, you were the favorites among us too. I don't know about the community. I didn't see any predictions or anything, but Torp had you guys at 2-0. I had you at 2-1. But did you guys feel like the favorites coming in, or was there a level of like more humility between you guys? Like, all right, we just need to play our game. We need to respect them and get after this ourselves. You know, do what we need to do.
I think we knew we were gonna win today. I don't know if we were gonna win 2-0 and by as much, by over 100. But I think we were pretty confident in ourselves. I think we played pretty well during the group stage and pretty well today. But they definitely could have beaten us. Like shout out to MKWC. Like we got bailed out a lot of the races just because MKWC got the shock. Like he was super good as a bagger today. I think he got like 90% of the shocks in the wars. So
it was ridiculous. I mean, it was the bagging battle was even for the first 7 races or so of match 1, but then it was ridiculous how much of a discrepancy there was after that, and we were going ham in cast about, oh my god, another shock from MKWC, oh my god, like and we were talking about how MKWC, right, he's played a lot of mid div, but not because he's a mid div bagger, because he gels with like mid div teams like MI and Astra, but he very much is a high div bagger, and this is the biggest stage of them all to prove that.
Oh yeah, this is probably the craziest I've ever bagged.
Hey, he's here, by the way. He's here.
Hello.
He's here. All of a sudden.
Hey,
yeah, I didn't see him.
Dude, great job.
It says my name's Catfish. I can't change the nickname in the server, but it's fine.
MKWC, now that you're in the call, we gotta get you. We gotta ask some personal questions here. Like, not personal, but like,
all right.
How was your mindset going into this? Were you confident going into this? Did you know you were going to match up with Sam, or were you a little intimidated?
I'm back for a bit. I know who Sam is. You know, he's a pretty solid bagger. You know, I was a little scared, honestly, and I didn't like. I was gonna give it my all. You know, and I've been practicing. Honestly, I think I played pretty well. I mean, no shock count that high is gonna come like 100% skill. You got to get a little bit lucky too. But I think I made most of the right plays, and I even I did some cool strats. I had pretty good comms, I think. I don't know. I enjoyed bagging that one, I guess. Shout out to Sam. He played pretty well too. Honestly, I felt like he was a little rusty there. I mean, no offense to him.
I did mention that he's one of, if not the most talented baggers in the game when he wants to be. That's the thing. He hasn't been like super consistent, or consistently playing for a good amount of time.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. Because I've never played a season of D1 in regular GSC before. I haven't yet. I don't know.
I mean, like, shore up your LinkedIn account. Try to get some resumes out and improve your CV. That was impressive.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Do you guys have any more questions for us, or
just
about the match, or
So you guys pulled a lot of shocks, but it did seem like you were using them really well. I was wondering who is making the big decisions in call. Is it a shared thing? Is it like 1 or 2 people taking over? What's that like for you guys?
I would say, for the most part, like any of us can kind of do that. We kind of know how to play. Like Zesty and Alex have been playing at like the top for so long that we can kind of just do like whatever. We did use a couple really bad shocks, to be honest. Like there's probably a couple shocks that you thought were the other teams because of how bad they were. But I mean, that's just when MKWC is pulling 30 shocks in 2 wars, like you're bound to have like 1 or 2 bad calls. But overall, like, anybody can make the calls, and it's mostly just like a team effort rather than like a solo, solo operation. So
yeah.
Right, sounds good.
I can't really think of what else to say. I guess I don't know. W bag work. I guess.
W bag work.
Yeah.
Well, how are you guys feeling about your next match against US North? How do you like your chances?
I think they're a strong team. Like they're easily the strongest team in the tournament. I've said this before, but I think we do have a chance. Maybe it would definitely be an upset because they are the favorites. But I think we do have a chance. We did beat them when we scrimmed, like before the World Cup even began. But they didn't have their main lineup. But I think we're like 1-4 against them or something, or 1-3. So. I mean, I think we could do it, but it'll definitely take a lot. We'll need another like huge like shock war, I think, to beat them, because I don't think just like if the shock count's like 6-6, I don't think we'll be able to beat them. I think we need to get a little bit lucky, to be honest. But I mean, we definitely could if we play well and they play bad. Then yeah, we can definitely advance to the finals. But it's definitely an uphill battle.
For sure. I mean, I'll do my best, Zilla.
It's all in MKWii's hands, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If we lose, it's MKWii's fault, not mine.
It's all my fault. All my fault. Yep. Also, hi Bubbles in the chat. I met that guy yesterday.
Oh man, I really wish I could have gone to that land.
Yeah, you should. Next one.
Next one.
But both Jaggy and I live in SoCal. I'm from Canada. I was born in Canada, guys, but I live in SoCal. But I swear my thing doesn't show on the game, but my birth certificate is Canada. Okay, but yeah,
Trust me, no one's
Canada. And I'm wearing a Canada shirt right now. So
W Bubbles, man. What a legend.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say? Jaggy, anything else from you?
I mean, I don't really have any other questions. Just fantastic job. You guys showed out in the biggest stage. I know Canada was a dark horse going into this match or into the World Cup in general. But, I mean, under the bright lights, under 300 viewers, give yourselves a pat on the back and congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys, and thanks for casting, and thanks Astro for the stream host. We really appreciate it. So,
yeah,
of course, shouts out. Oh, Zilla, Astro just barely caught you. You're a no stop BC3 cut.
Yeah,
you know what's funny is I was actually
ridiculous.
practicing that. Like,
no way,
there's a clip of it.
Yeah.
Somebody clipped it, so go take a look. It's already had 45 viewers. Go take a look. So,
oh, I'll have to I'll have to watch it back. That's funny. I mean, I think I did actually check like the chat like after, because I was kind of like laughing about that, because it's so like, I don't know, like obviously that's not something you would normally do, but Sergeant guy already said it in the chat, but we were up like 70 points with 3 races left or something like that. Like we were kind of just going for stuff,
just coasting.
Not super serious, right? So, but yeah, no, that's super sweet to make that. And I just started laughing. I didn't even call it out, like, but. Yeah, no.
Shout out to Sergeant guy. I love that guy's videos. I like his Mogi videos. I was watching one like a day or two ago.
No, you love his thumbnails. That's what you like.
Yeah, he has good titles.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, not the glaze. I just like his Mogi video. Okay.
That's fair. Congrats on advancing, you guys. Good luck in the next round. It's going to be a tough one, but if you guys play the way you did today, there's definitely a chance, like you said, and we'll be back on this channel with more Mario Kart action coming up. We have another semifinal. I don't know when the next one is. I should have thought about that before I started talking.
Another quarterfinal?
Thursday, later on this week. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Torp and Jaggy on the mic with Astro behind the scenes, putting everything together. Thank you for staying with us.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to be it, I believe.
All right. Good stuff, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Take care.